In today's video, we are going to learn about laws of reflection as well as some mathematical concepts like Pythagoras theorem, application of congruency rules, and finding the square root. Okay, so when you are ready, we can begin. Now, let us start. Let us assume there is a building. Okay, so on the roof of this building, imagine a child standing, and the height of the building is 40 feet. So he shines a laser light to the ground, hitting it 30 feet away from the base. So the base of the building, from the base of the building, it is the laser light where it is striking, the distance is 30 feet. The light travels diagonally, as you can see in the picture. This path is called incident ray. So the path of this light is called incident ray. As we have said, that is, the height of the building is 40 feet, and we need to find out the hypotenuse. Okay, and the base is 30 feet. So the figure here, it is forming a right angle triangle. So whenever we see right angle triangle, we will apply Pythagoras theorem to find out any of the sides. Before finding that, we will learn the definition of the incident ray. When light travels and hits a surface, so the light is traveling from the torch of this person and it is striking or hitting the road. The path it takes before hitting is called incident ray. As we have already discussed what is incident ray. Okay. Now we will find out the path of the length of the path of the ray, or you can say incident ray, the length of the incident ray. That is nothing but hypotenuse. So according to Pythagoras theorem, let us write down, according to Pythagoras theorem, we know that hypotenuse square is equals to the height. We say height as altitude, so altitude square plus base square, base square. So the hypotenuse is, we don't know hypotenuse, so let us write down h square. Altitude is nothing but the height of the building, that is 40. So 40 square plus base is 30, so let us write down 30 square. So h square is equals to 40 square is 4 square is 16. The single zero will become double. So 0 0 plus 3 square is 9, and the single zero becomes double. Now if we add this, we will get 16 plus 9 is 25, and the two zeros as it is. So now we need to find out the square root of this 2500. H is equals to square root of 2500. Since we already know the square root of 25, we can go directly. Otherwise, I would have asked you to do prime factorization. Now, no need of finding the prime factorization since we can do it directly. So, the square root of 25 is 5. For writing the square root of double zeros, we will just write single zero. So the hypotenuse is 50 feet. So like this, we have included mathematics and science, both we have combined. Now let us go to next slide. As we already learned the definition of the incident ray, let us go through that again. The incident ray is a ray of light that falls on a surface. So here the surface might be mirror or lens or any medium. So the incident ray, the light ray which is coming from any source like torch or laser light, something like that. Now let us assume that the middle part okay, the sky blue color, this is nothing but the mirror. So we have placed the mirror over here and we have drawn a line exactly perpendicular to this mirror. This line is nothing but the normal. This line is nothing but the normal. Now I'm going to strike a laser light at the point where this normal and the mirror both are in contact. This point is also called point of incidence. So as you can see, the light is being hitting the point of contact. Now after striking there, it will bounce back. So what we have observed, when the light is coming towards the mirror, it will make some angle. Okay, so before making that angle, this ray is nothing but the incident ray, and the angle which it is forming with the mirror is called the incident angle. Incident angle. And the light which is traveling after striking the mirror, this light is called, the path of this one is called reflected ray. Reflected ray. And the angle formed with this reflected ray and mirror is called the angle of reflection. So we can write angle of reflection. So what are our observations? So there are two type of observations. First thing is that we have noted that the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection both will be equal, both will always be equal. Let us measure this with the help of protractor. So in the mirror, in the image, you can see that it is making 30 degrees angle over here and here also 30 degrees angle. What if I strike the light through this 20? What can be the expected reflected angle? That will be 20. Okay. So now next, the first law is incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal. These three things, they at the point of incidence, okay, they all lie on the same plane, and the angle of incidence will always be equal to angle of reflection. Next, so here first of all we will include some mathematical concepts. Okay, so first thing is that if we observe this first triangle, if we consider this first triangle, it is right angle triangle. Okay, and after the reflection, again there is another triangle which is also right angle triangle. So can we assume or can we prove that these two triangles are congruent? Yes, these two triangles are congruent. We can prove that by using RHS congruency rule. Okay, so RHS congruency, first thing is that one of the angle is right angle. Yes, next is hypotenuse, both are equal. Okay, now what about any of the sides? Since we are getting this as 30 degrees and this angle also 30 degrees, so the side opposite to equal angles are also equal. So that means this side and this side, both the sides are equal. So because of this, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. So why we are showing that these two triangles are congruent? If I take any Pythagorean triplet for the first triangle, we don't need to measure for the next one. We can directly say that also, that is the means any side or any measure is also same for the other triangle. Okay, so when you are ready, we can start. So let us take the first Pythagorean triplet. So suppose that I am taking this the height of this as 5 centimeter and the base as 12 centimeter. Now the question here is, what will be the measure of this third side? Okay, can you guess? So how can we find out? Yes, you are right. We are going to apply Pythagoras theorem. So what is the Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equals to altitude square plus base square. So hypotenuse we don't know. So let us write down h square as it is, and altitude. Altitude is nothing but the height. Okay, so that is 5 square plus base is 12. So 12 square. So hypotenuse square is equals to 5 square is 25 and 12 square is 144. So h square is equals to, if we add this we will get 169. H is equals to, now we need to find out the square root to get the hypotenuse. Square root of 169. Since this is a small number, so we can directly write the square root of 169 is 13. Okay. Otherwise, you can go for one more step. 13 into 13 is 169. So whenever we are having the pair inside the root, we can take any number, single number. Okay, so that is 13 centimeter. So this is the length of the hypotenuse, or you can say length of the path, or you can say length of the incident ray. If the incident ray is 13 centimeter, what can you say about the reflected ray? That is also 13 centimeter. Okay, next, here I am going to take the height as 7 centimeter and base as 24 centimeter. Okay, so by using the Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equals to altitude square plus base square. So here hypotenuse we don't know, we need to find out. So I'm just writing hypotenuse square is equals to altitude is 7 square plus base is let us take the base is 24 square. So hypotenuse square is equals to 7 square is 49 plus 24 square. 24 square is 576. So hypotenuse square is equals to, if we add these two we will get 625. So h is equals to square root of 625. Now we will use the prime factorization method. 625, we will find out the factors of this. Okay, so since the last digit is 5, or you can say we can directly go with 5. So 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 2 left. So 5 fives are 25. So 5 twos are 10, 2 left, 5 fives are 25. 5 fives are 25, 5 ones are 5. So we got how many fives? 4 fives. So 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. So here, as earlier I said you that you need to take the pairs. Okay, for this pair we will write 1 5, and for the next pair we will write 1 5. So 5 into 5 is 25. So like this we will find out the square root. So what is this? 25 centimeter. That is the length of the hypotenuse. Now we will take some different case, like if I know the length as height as 9 centimeter, and suppose if I know the hypotenuse as 41 centimeter. Okay, I don't know the length between these 2 points. Okay, so we will take this as x, that is adjacent, or you can say base. So by using the Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equals to altitude square plus base square. So hypotenuse they have given 41 square and altitude is 9 square. plus base we don't know, we will find out. Okay, so 41 square means we need to multiply 41 into 41. So 1 ones are 1, 1 fours are 4, 4 ones are 4, 4 fours are 16. So 1861. So we got 1681 is equals to 9 square is 81 plus b square. Now let us send this 81 to that side. So 1681 minus 81 is equals to b square. So b square is equals to, if we subtract 1600, so the base will be the square root of 1600. So here let us see, we can do it directly, but I want you to learn prime factorization method, so that's why we will find out the factors. So we will go with two tables. 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 2 10s are 2 50s are 2 25s are 5 5s are 5 1s are. So we got how many twos? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and fives, 2 5s. Okay, for this we need to make the pairs. Okay, for each pair we will write only just one number. So 2 2 for this pair and the third pair, then 5. So the base is equals to 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 5s are 40 centimeter. Now the twist here is you need to make the model for this. Okay, so use your brain and try to use internet, or you can watch YouTube videos, and I want the practical model of this. I know that you can use threads, use laser light, and make use of cardboard or make use of waste items. Okay, and you can make the model of this. So it will be like the combination of both science and mathematics. Okay, thank you very much.
The angle of incidence is 30 degrees and angle of reflection is also 30 degrees, and we will verify the hypotenuse by using the Pythagoras theorem and finding the square root. We'll start the laser light. As you can see, it is making 40 degrees angle and it is forming a right angle triangle on both sides. Okay, so we know the distance from the mirror. We have taken that as 8 centimeter. Now we will see the incident ray. This is the light which is coming from left hand side. This is the incident ray and it is making an incident angle here, and it is coming out with the degree making the measure of 50 degrees, and this is called reflected ray. So as we can see that the angle forming here is 50 degrees, and the angle which is getting reflected, the light which is getting reflected back, which is bouncing back, it is also making an angle 50 degrees, and the line which we have drawn perpendicularly straight, this is called nothing but the normal. So this is the normal, and the light coming from here is the incident ray, and the light going after bouncing, after reflecting the mirror, this is the reflected ray. So this is the incident ray. Just now I labeled them incident ray, normal and reflected ray, and the line, the angle forming by this from 0 to any number, any value, this is the incident angle, and the angle formed by this reflected ray with this end, this is the reflected angle of reflection. And also one more law is there. The law is angle incident ray, normal and reflected ray all lies on the same plane. So you can see that this point of contact of this normal, incident ray and reflected ray, they meet at this mirror.